The video which you're about to see is an account of the tragedy which befell a 40-year-old youth, in particular an invalid MC Nutt. It is all the more tragic that he was middle-aged, driving 2 hours from Orlando to Jacksonville in the pouring rain. On this trip, he could not have expected, nor would he have wished, to see as much of the mad and macabre as he was to see that evening. For him, that idyllic summer evening drive would become a nightmare. The events that night were to lead to the discovery of the most bizarre crimes in the annus of American history, the Sunray Cinema Massacre.
Masterpiece. It's amazing. It's terrifying without being like disgusting.
I love Sunray, and when I heard that they would have Gunnar Hansen here, I had to come out and see it.
I saw it when I was a little kid, and scared the hell out of me. And I didn't sleep for a week.
Well, you know, it came from the family. You know, you got to keep scary movies into the family. So I was always turned on to it by my sister. She's a little bit older than I am. So she was the one that always introduced me to the scary movies, and Texas Chainsaw was the first one she introduced me to. So I'll never forget that one, you know. Keep it in the family.
I like horror movies and kind of had it around the house, and next thing I know, she's got her friends over, and now they watch it all the time. They love the movies.
When I heard that there was going to be a remastered version over here, and the fact that the original Leatherface was going to be here, I just had to come down to see it, you know.
What's your guys' favorite scene?
Cutting the guy in half in the wheelchair. That's
Poor Franklin.
I like the dinner scene.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
guess that's pretty classic. Or at the very end, whenever he's just doing the dance in the road. That's one of the best parts, I think, too.
That girl on the meat hook. You don't see the entry point, but just the way it's edited and the sound and just the look on her face. I mean, it's a masterpiece, and you're convinced you've seen more than you actually have.
Any scene where Sally's getting yelled at by her brother. Sally? Sally! Where you at, Sally? Sally! Sally! Those are always my favorite scenes. They make me crack up, so that's why I watch it.
The guy, Franklin, was more annoying than the killer, because he kept going, Sally! Sally!
Guys, a rare daytime update right here on my channel. I know it's hard to believe, but you know, been working so much, I gotta get this done. So I'm like, I want to do it before I go into work, knock it out real quick, and talk about this beautiful piece of art that I witnessed at the Sunray Cinema in Jacksonville, Florida, the 4K transfer of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and it was absolutely, undeniably the most beautiful thing I think I've ever seen in my whole life. I have seen it on VHS, Laserdisc, DVD, Blu-ray. I've seen it on television during Halloween. I think on IFC they show it every once in a while. But I have never, this is honestly the first time I have ever seen the true version of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The 4K transfer changed the game, absolutely beautiful. Oh, it was breathtaking, it was inspiring, it changed my life. That 7.1 surround sound, guys, I never heard a chainsaw sound so beautiful. I mean, the scare scenes got me again, and you know, it might have been a part that I've never seen on the big screen, because you know I definitely wasn't old enough to go see it on my own, and I've never really been in a city that really cherishes horror. Orlando's really not, you know, it's not like Indy, it's not like Cincy, it's not like, you know, Texas, Austin, I guess, where they really embrace the horror culture. You know, we got a lot of theaters that show old school films, but you know, horror's kind of set aside for the Halloween, which I think, you know, there's a lot of horror fans that, you know, we want to see horror outside of Halloween. But let's get back to Texas Chainsaw Massacre and this 4K transfer. It is breathtaking, astounding. I mean, Gunnar Hansen introduced the film. Yeah, Gunnar Hansen was there at the Sunray Cinema in Jacksonville, Florida, believe it or not. He stayed after to do some questions, about 45 minutes worth. I'll show that in a separate video. I'll just give you the raw footage of that. I'm not going to edit it or anything. A lot of information from Gunnar. A lot of this stuff I read in his book, Texas Chainsaw Confidential, which is an excellent book if you want to know the history. This is practically a history book on Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So make sure you get Texas Chainsaw Massacre Confidential. Chainsaw Confidentials by Gunnar Hansen. It was beautiful, guys. Seen it on the big screen for the first time in my life. That 4K transfer is so crisp, so clear. Guys, virtually most of the grain is gone. You can still kind of see it. I'm not going to bullshit you. 16mm film, 4K transfer, blown up. I mean, but it's the most beautiful version of Texas Chainsaw Massacre ever. And I know some of you purists out there, oh, I like the grain, I like the green tint, oh, I like the VHS tracking lines. No. It's, you know, I understand vinyl. Vinyl is the best recording of anything. I totally agree with the vinyl purist. I totally get it. I like MP3s, but I love vinyl. I can embrace both formats equally. But when it comes to movies, when it comes to cinema, when it comes to film, it's just getting better in life, guys. VHS was crap. I'm sorry. You got to rewind. You got to fast forward to get to your favorite scenes. You got to adjust the tracking. It's horrible. It goes old. It's very disposable. It's very cheap, VHS. Laserdisc, I understand. If you want to keep your Laserdisc and watch those, I'm cool with it. I got my own Laserdisc collection. DVDs, Blu-rays, I understand. It just got better. As time went on, when we got to the Blu-ray level, I was like, how can it get better than this? And oh, here comes a 2K transfer. I'm like, wow. And then 4K transfers. You got to see, what was it, the 2K of Night of the Demons? And then we got to see the transfer of Jaws, which is I think Night of the Demons transfer and Jaws are probably two of the greatest transfers I've witnessed in my life. And I would love to see Jaws and Night of the Demons on the big screen. Anybody out there in the old school cinema world, like Sunray, Enzion, Alamo Drafthouse, all those places, like I would love to see Night of the Demons or Jaws on the big screen someplace. I mean, I would maybe go 2 or 3 hours to watch it. But anyway, this Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4K transfer, this was one of the best experiences I've had in a theater in my whole life. Drinking a nice cold beer, watching a 4K transfer with that 7.1 point surround sound. Guys, if this comes to your city, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4K transfer, if it's within a 3-hour drive, it is totally worth it. I drove 2 hours in the pouring rain. In Florida rain, we got raindrops the size of softballs that hit your car. I drove through that, passing semis, you know, using my turn signal, driving carefully, just to get a chance to see this Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4K transfer. And the whole time I had my doubts. Is this really worth the drive? Is this really worth all the gas money I'm spending? The $24 ticket I spent? And you know what, guys? After the night was said and done, and I'm driving back to Orlando at 1 in the morning, I looked at myself in my rearview mirror and I said, Tim, it was worth every penny. It was worth every second, every minute, every hour of your time to go to Jacksonville at the Sunray Cinema and see the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4K transfer. It's a beautiful experience. It'll change your life. I've never had a child, but I can imagine. To me, this is like seeing your child being born. I'm a huge Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan. Love the movie. And it was truly the first time I've ever seen it. I've seen it at least 40 times on VHS, Laserdisc, Blu-ray, DVD. I've never seen it on the big screen. I've seen the 4K transfer, 7.1 surround sound, and this is truly the first time I've ever seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh, it was beautiful. It was breathtaking. Guys, it's almost a religious experience. I've never had one, but this is actually my religion, horror movies. NFL football. That's what I love. That's what I worship. That's what I study. That's what I want to be a part of. I love the energy I get from horror and NFL football. And this was a religious experience for me. I mean, it come to the point where I was watching this movie. It was so beautiful. I mean, I almost felt tears welling up. When that chainsaw came out and got Franklin, it was like I relived it for the first time, guys. I mean, I was actually, that chainsaw and that 7.1 surround sound was fucking terrifying. And tears welled up in my eyes. That's how beautiful it was. Seeing Leatherface just go at Franklin again, one of my favorite scenes. Absolutely beautiful. All in the shot, going under the swing towards the house with Terry McMahon's beautiful, juicy bottom. Oh my God! In the house in the background, the ass in the foreground. Oh, that's one of the most beautiful shots in cinema. And to see it in 4K, 7.1 surround sound was absolutely beautiful. But anyway, guys, go see it. Please do yourself a favor. Thank you to Sunray Cinema. Thank you to Enzion Theater. You know, a bird on my shoulder says you guys are going to have it in October. That's in Orlando. I believe Winter Park to be exact. So I can't wait for that. And guys, by all means, go see this 4K transfer. Do yourself the service. If you're a Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan, do not miss this because you will regret it. It will not be the same on your TV. It will not be the same on your home theater. The only way you can experience this is go to a cinema, go to a theater that's showing it, and live the fucking dream. Trust me. I've never had a religious experience, and this is the closest thing I've ever come to just being eviscerated by sound, color, awesomeness, horror. I'm 40 years old. I'm desensitized to horror, and it's like I relived the movie for the first time, just like when I was 13 and I seen it. Go see it, guys. All right, peace out. Take care.